Hello everybody, welcome to Rising Hawk Tarot. This video is for the Sun Bear Zodiac sign of the Elk for the month of November. So I'll be doing a medicine wheel spread following the alchemy of the medicine wheel. I am using the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck for the initial spread, and then I will be clarifying with the Fairy Wicca Tarot. And at the very end of the reading, I will pull three main themes from the Fine Horn Spirit Oracle deck. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the reading for the Elks this month. We start in the center of the wheel with the Owl Spirit. So the Owl Spirit is a lot of abundance, a lot of good fortune is what I feel coming your way, Elks. Um, so a lot of abundance, a lot of beauty, a lot of good fortune. And it's saying that wisdom is on your side. The owl is very much a card of wisdom. So I would really say that your wisdom is going to be important for you this month. But let's clarify this owl energy. So with the owl, we have the Eight of Doham, which would represent the Eight of Pentacles. So with that owl energy and the wisdom that it says, like the wisdom is on your side, and the Eight of Pentacles is a card of quality work. So it's like you've really put the work into something right now, and you're about to start seeing the fruits of your labor, but it's not time to stop working just yet, is what this is saying. There's still another step, there's still another stage before you reach completion, I would say. But Spirit is saying to trust yourself, trust the process. And you know, it says that you will see and you will know what your next steps are in this journey, and the work that you have been putting in. Next we go to the east of the wheel, and here we have whale energy. So the whale energy, this is a card of diving deeper. So again, you have done a lot of work. You have gained a lot of wisdom, but as I said, it's not over yet. So you're still in the process, and the whale energy, like I says, asks you to dive a little bit deeper. So you may find that there are still some challenges up ahead that you have to overcome. Um, But the whale energy just says to have compassion with yourself and others as you go through this and as you dive deep into the last leg of your journey. But let's clarify this dolphin energy, or sorry, whale energy. And the whale is also a card of wisdom as well. It's like ancient wisdom. So with that, we have the Ace of Doham. Um, So the Ace of Doham, this would be the Ace of Pentacles. So this is a prosperous new beginning. And again, I do see this as being not happening just yet. This could happen actually by the end of the month. You may come to a completion with this Eight of Pentacles because you dove deeper with that whale energy. That you finish one cycle, and before the end of the month, you start a new cycle, and you have gained all of the wisdom from that owl energy and from the whale energy and going deeper. And so this is going to create a prosperous new beginning for you. Actually, before we leave that, the one thing I would say here, so it's got a black moon in this card. And so what I will say with that, though, is that the new moon is actually on the 1st of November is the new moon. So I would highly recommend, especially for this new beginning, um, maybe do a new moon ceremony on November 1st, and really set your intentions and work those intentions between the new moon and the full moon to see this new beginning come into fruition for you. Okay, now we go over to the west of the wheel. And here we have beaver energy. So again, the beaver energy is also a card of hard work. So I do see a lot of work ahead for some of you elks, both as you finish whatever this cycle is that um, you're almost at the end of. But it's also kind of saying that once that's over, and then that Ace of Pentacles comes into play, that new beginning, and it's just kind of saying that the work is not over. There will be more work to be done, but this is going to be happy, meaningful work that brings you a lot of joy, I would say. But let's clarify that beaver energy. So with the beaver energy, we have the Six of Ulysses. So this would be the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is all about playfulness and nostalgia, childhood comforts. So as you are, I would say, as you are, doing all of this work, both in this cycle and the one that's coming up, it's saying at the same time too, as you're working, don't make it just work, if that if that makes sense for you. It's asking you to have fun while you work. That could be, I know for a while for myself, sometimes what I used to do while I was working is I'd actually put on some Disney movies, old Disney movies in the background. It just got the creative juices flowing, and I got really tapped into my inner child, which again really gets those creative juices flowing. So that is something I would kind of recommend as well, is that you make the work not just work, but make it fun as well. Okay, now we go down to the south of the wheel, and here we have frog energy. So the frog energy is all about clearing, cleansing, and healing. And it's showing up, like I said, in the south of the wheel, and this is where our emotions sit. So I almost feel like at some point this month, for you elks, a good cry is going to be in order. And I would say let the tears come, let them flow, because this is actually going to be very healing from you. Tears are actually can be very, very, very healing. Um, so, even like I feel some of you elks, because the elks can be a little bit headstrong, and it's also a very masculine energy. Um, so I do kind of feel like some of you may hold your emotions in quite a bit. And some of you may even actually have a hard time letting your emotions out, including having a hard time crying. So I would definitely say that some tears may be very healing for you this month. So if you do struggle with it, put on a sad movie or some music that makes you feel like quite emotional. But I would really say let the tears flow, because it is going to be quite cleansing and quite healing for you. But let's clarify this frog energy. Okay, so with the frog, yes, okay, so we have the Five of Doham. So this would represent the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is a card of maybe feeling a little bit left out in the cold. So maybe someone or something has let you down. But it also warns against a trance of negative thinking. So don't it's kind of, so the way my mentor, grandmother Karen, puts it is name it, claim it, and then let it go. Okay, so there is something that is making you feel sad. There is something that is making you feel like you have been left out in the cold. So if you find yourself in a trance of negative thinking, like this always happens, why does this always happen to me, yada yada yada, that kind of thinking. Um, Name what it is that you're feeling, why you're feeling it, own it, Okay, and say, yeah, you know what, I'm sad, I'm hurt, and it hurts, and then allow the tears to fall, and allow that, uh, you know, feel it, feel those feelings, and then allow yourself a good cry, and then let it go afterwards. Okay, let it go. You've named it, you've claimed it, and then it's time to let it go. Okay, so next we move up to the north of the wheel, and here we have elk energy. So I will say, first of all, that anytime you show up as yourself in a reading, this does put you in a place of power. So uh, again, I will say that you elks are going to be very powerful this month. Um, And again, very stable, a lot of stability and support surrounding you this month. And I do feel like you're, especially like this is in the north, which is the area of our mind. So I feel like you're going to be very, um, uh, yeah, very, very stable in your mind. Like you're just going to be very established. Now, the one warning that I would say is that the elk energy can be a little bit headstrong. Um, and it could also you can also come across a little bit as a little bit high and mighty, like you know everything or whatnot. So, and this is in the area of the mind. So you are coming up in a very strong position in the area of your mind. So you are very focused. Um, you are very established in yourselves. But I would say make sure that you are still that your mind is still open, that you don't think you know everything, because there is always something to learn. All right, so let's clarify that elk energy. So with the elk, we have the RE of air. Hmm. So this is hmm, this would be like the Knight of Air, okay, or the Knight of Swords. So again, it's I would be very cautious of where you are in your mind right now, because uh, that Knight of Swords can be a very fast-moving energy that's rushing back to the past. So again, I wouldn't go back to the past at this time. I would make sure that you are staying um, very present at the moment. And again, just allow yourself to be open. It's wonderful to be strong in your knowledge and your foundations. But again, always leave your mind open, because there is always more to learn. Okay, next we go to the southeast of the wheel. And here we have the vulture energy. Now, the vulture, again, is one of those cards where well, and the vulture itself is a very misunderstood creature. They are thought of as harbingers of death and such as that, but they are actually guardians and purifiers, and they are essential for rebalance. If the vultures did not do what they do, there would be a lot more disease and stuff like that. But they clean everything up, and they do the job that a lot of people don't want to do. So I feel like there is something that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. I do feel like there could have been an ending to something, a death of something. Um, and you're kind of looking at it as possibly a mistake or a tragedy. But the vulture says that it is actually a blessing in disguise. Okay, so whatever this ending is for you, it's actually a blessing, and it's actually going to help you rebalance your life. But let's clarify this vulture energy. Yeah, so with the vulture, we have the Eight of Ulysses, which would be the Eight of Cups. And this is a card of walking away from things that no longer serve you. So again, as I said, with that vulture energy, it's something needs to be brought back into balance. Um, Something needs to be purified. So I do feel maybe like you've had a falling out with somebody. Um, and again, you are thinking of it right now as a bad thing, okay? But the vulture energy actually says that this is probably a blessing in disguise for you because it's something that wasn't serving you. So you know, it's not a bad thing. It is actually a good thing. So uh, trust that if you are walking away from something, it is you are meant to be walking away from it because it is not serving you anymore. Okay, now we go to the southwest of the wheel, and here we have wolf energy. Now the wolf energy is the guardian of family and tribe. So some of you elks may be uh, a little extra protective, let's say, at this time when it comes to your family and your tribe. Um, and the one thing it says is to practice tolerance. So again, with that elk energy, sometimes it can be a little bit headstrong, and you want your family or your friends to do things a certain way because you know it would be beneficial for them. You know it would be helpful for them. But they are on their own journey and they have to make their decisions themselves, which can be hard for an elk to let that happen. But it's saying practice tolerance, practice letting go, and allow these people to make their own choices without holding on to the outcome, to be invested in the outcome of it. But let's clarify that wolf energy. With the wolf energy, we have the right ear of air. So this would be the page of air. So this would be a card of, first of all, lowering unnecessary defenses. But it's also a card of being curious. Okay, so again, like I said, you could be very protective of family and tribe, and you want them to do things a certain way, like I said, because you know it's beneficial for them. Um, but I would say, especially if you are attached to the outcome with this Page of Swords, be curious about why. Why are you so attached to the outcome? Why are you so attached to the idea that they have to do it your way? Um, and again, I do believe that this is um, it's a very teachable moment for many of you at this time. Like I said, learning to let go of uh, having an attachment to the outcome as far as other people are concerned. The best thing you can do is give them your opinion, give them your advice, but what they do with it is on them. So once you've given your advice to those people, you have to detach from the outcome and let them do what they are going to do. Because, like I said, they are on their own journey. Whew, okay, next we go up to the northwest of the wheel. And here we have peacock energy. And um, the peacock energy is the assimilator of anything. Okay, so it says that you are able to digest all of your experiences and that you don't harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain. Okay, so this is a card of having acceptance of yourself and others, which kind of relates to what I was just saying with that wolf energy. Um, is is having that acceptance, that others have to make their own mistakes too, and they will get through it, and so will you. Okay, because this, like I said, this peacock energy says that you can handle all experiences that come at you. So again, just remember that as these people are going through their experiences and you're going through yours. But let's clarify this peacock energy. So with the peacock, we have the round tower. So again, this would represent the tower. Um, And the Tower is a card of being brought down to reality. Okay, so I do think this could happen with this Wolf and Page of Swords energy down here. Is that, um, again, as you allow other people to make their choices and to make their own decision, it might actually cause a bit of a tower moment for you. Um, and what that means is that a tower moment happens when reality crashes down on us. So I kind of feel almost in this sense that this tower moment could be happening because you realize in being so strict with your friends and your family the way that you have been, you've actually been, instead of helping them, you've actually been holding them back slightly. So it may be a bit of a harsh moment, a harsh reality to accept. But it's actually a good thing, okay? Because you are coming back down to reality. You're sitting in reality of where you are. And it's going to allow you to rebuild in a new way, in a healthy way that gives yourself and your friends and family um, that a certain amount of freedom that hasn't been experienced before, is what I would say there. Okay, and the last card in the spread, we go to the northeast of the wheel. And here we have otter energy. And the otter energy is all about um, fun. It's all about playfulness and joy. And again, I do feel like a lot of this reading is very serious for you elks. So I really love that this otter comes up um, at the end of the reading because it just kind of says, you know, that not everything has to be serious all the time. Okay, so don't forget the joy in your life, and don't forget the joy that other people experience as they go through their own journey as well. But let's clarify that otter energy. So with the otter, we have poetical justice. Um, yeah, so again, I would definitely say if you're too headstrong, if you are too serious all the time, that is going to come back and bite you in the butt. Okay? Um, so just keep that in mind that not everything has to be serious all the time, that you can have some fun and allow other people to have fun as well, because I do feel kind of like a strict energy at this time. And you know, they say like all work and no play makes people a dull whatever, right? So just make sure that you are um, having fun. We are supposed to have fun in this life, so don't get too caught up in all of the stuff and just allow yourself that playfulness and the fun this month. Okay, so now we will pull the three main themes for the Elks for the month of November. Okay, so we have freedom, love, and defensiveness. Okay, so that is interesting. Let's start with that defensiveness card. Again, like I said, you could be really wanting people to do things your way at this time, and when they don't want to, you may get a little bit defensive, like, why aren't they listening to me? You know, like I know what I'm talking about, okay? But Spirit is asking you, you know, even though you may feel defensive, don't get defensive, okay? On this card, it actually says, love reveals all perspectives. It does not take sides, okay? So again, look at all perspective and don't take sides this month and really practice that love and freedom, right? So again, don't be defensive if people aren't doing things your way. Just love them for who they are. Love yourself for who you are. And again, allow them the freedom of their own journey. All right, that's a pretty good message for you Elks for the month of November. Thank you so much for joining me. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great month, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.